She blinded me with science. Do 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 do. Dude, I didn't never like that song. But now we're not doing kid activists anymore. We're doing kid scientists, which is so cool because Rebecca and I had a show. We're kind of scientists, and we had a show, and our theme song was science, 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 science. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is about a real scientist.
Yes.
Dude, you got so many good books on her and about science.
And I'm pretty sure every one of these books is here at Shaler Northwest Library.
I think so. I think so. I gotta say, dude, this Katherine Johnson, amazing.
What a woman.
Amazing. I can't, dude.
Even when she was a little girl.
Dude, that's why I like the show, because it's going to be like, I'm going to find out about what she was like when she was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the show.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Katherine Johnson, you can count on me.
Cool.
The calculations of Katherine Johnson, a brilliant African-American woman from West Virginia, helped put a man on the moon for the very first time. With support from her family and the guidance of her teachers, she was able to develop her extraordinary math skills. Despite facing racial prejudice, she became one of the heroines in humanity's race to the stars.
Dude.
Long before her calculations helped the astronaut Neil Armstrong take his first steps across the moon, Katherine was counting the steps across her own front yard in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. And that wasn't all she counted. I counted everything, Katherine later recalled. She counted the steps from her front door to the road that ran past her house, the steps from her house to the church in the center of town, and the number of dishes, forks, and knives she had to wash after supper. Anything that could be counted, I did, she said. Katherine's love of counting only grew as she got older. She likely inherited her knack for numbers from her father, Joshua Coleman, a farmer who had left school after the 6th grade. Despite his lack of formal schooling, Joshua was a math genius. He could look at a tree and instantly tell you how many boards could be carved out of its wood, just by doing the calculations in his head.
Wow.
He says 173 boards. Wow, says Katherine. Amazing, says the squirrel. Because he regretted leaving school at such a young age, Joshua always stressed the importance of education to his daughter and her 3 older siblings. Katherine's mother, Joylette, used to be a teacher, and she shared Joshua's enthusiasm for education. Whatever Katherine would achieve in life, and opportunities were few for African American girls when she was growing up in the 1920s.
Dude.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
She knew it would begin in the classroom. While still a toddler, Katherine started following her older brother to the 2-room schoolhouse where he attended classes. At first, the teachers would not allow Katherine inside, but when they found out that she could already read, at an age when many kids were still learning how to walk, amazing, they agreed to let her attend summer school.
Wow.
Katherine made great progress. When it was time for her to begin elementary school, she skipped 1st grade and went right into 2nd grade, just before she turned 6 years old.
That's wild.
Yeah. Katherine continued to make a good impression on her teachers. She raised her hand often to ask questions, but every once in a while her teachers would turn away from the blackboard to see that Katherine was missing. They would find her in the classroom next door where she was helping her older brother solve math problems.
She just couldn't wait.
She couldn't. Being smart is great, but it wasn't always easy for Katherine to be the brain in the family. Every night she and her brother and 2 sisters would gather around the kitchen table to do their homework. After Katherine finished hers, she had to help her siblings finish theirs. And then you carry the 2. This is Katherine with her older siblings.
Yeah, she's standing on the chair.
She was funny. But being smart definitely had its advantages. When Katherine was about to start the 5th grade, she was permitted to jump ahead to 6th grade. She'd now skipped 2 grade levels, putting her 1 grade above her older brother.
Wow.
I wonder how he felt about that.
Yeah, that would be hard. Yeah.
It seemed as if nothing could stop her progress. But at the end of the school year, an uncertain future awaited. At that time, the state of West Virginia was segregated by race. White students in Katherine's town could continue on to high school, but there were no schools beyond the 6th grade for an African American child like Katherine. It was expected that she would take a job as a servant or a housekeeper. Katherine's father had a different idea. He knew of a school in the town of Institute, 120 miles away, where Katherine could continue her education. It would cost a lot of money, but Joshua decided to send Katherine, her mother, and her 3 older siblings to Institute at the start of the next year. Joshua planned to move his family back home to White Sulphur Springs in time for summer break. To pay for all the travel back and forth, he took a second job as a janitor at the Greenbrier, a world-famous resort in their town. Thanks to her family's sacrifice, Katherine was able to attend class without interruption. In fact, she got such good grades that she was able to start high school when she was just 10
gosh!
years old.
Oh my
Crazy?
gosh! Dude.
What were we doing when we were 10 years old?
Dude. Oh
Not
my
going to high
gosh.
school.
Oh my gosh.
The teachers at Katherine's new school quickly recognized her capacity for learning. At the end of a long day in the classroom, the high school principal, Sherman S. Guss, would personally walk Katherine home. Along the way, he would point out the various constellations in the sky. This was Katherine's first experience with astronomy, the branch of science that would one day change her life. When the school year ended, Katherine returned home. She took a job as a maid at the Greenbrier Resort, where her father worked. For the next few summers, she cleaned rooms, washed clothes, and catered to the wealthy and famous guests who passed through town. One of these guests was an elegant Frenchwoman, a countess, who spent hours on the telephone talking to her friends in Paris. As she tidied up the countess's room, Katherine became transfixed by the sound of the French language. When the countess noticed her maid listening to her conversations, she did not get angry. Instead, she took Katherine down to the Greenbrier's kitchen and ordered the chef to teach her how to speak French like a native.
Sweet.
Yeah. Before long, Katherine had learned the basics of language. He says, "Teach her French and make me an omelet, please." "Oui, madame."
That's awesome.
Despite having mastered math, started learning French, and been introduced to astronomy, Katherine was far from finished with her education. At the age of 14, she graduated from high school and earned a full scholarship to the West Virginia State College. Some kids might have been intimidated by the idea of going off to college at such a young age,
Yeah.
but not Katherine. She had grown up across the street from the school's campus and already knew most of her classmates. I was the fresh kid in the freshman class and was treated no differently than anybody else, she said. "Excuse me, where's the lecture hall?"
Can I have a booster seat?
Yeah, really. I wonder, she may have needed
I know, yeah.
At West Virginia State, an historically black college, Katherine was fortunate to find teachers who understood what it was like to be the star pupil. One special teacher was Angie Turner King, one of the first African American women to earn advanced degree in mathematics education. Like Katherine, Dr. King graduated from high school at age 14. She paid her way through college by waiting tables and washing dishes. She saw that she and Katherine had a lot in common. During Katherine's sophomore year in college, she took a class taught by William Claytor, another African American math pioneer. Dr. Claytor was a notoriously tough teacher. During class, he would furiously scribble equations on the chalkboard and just as quickly erase them. Very few students could follow his lectures, but Katherine could. After class one day, Dr. Clayton told Katherine that she would make a fine mathematician, and that was all she needed to hear. Katherine relished the challenge to excel in a field that offered so few opportunities for African American girls like her. In 1937, at age 18, Katherine graduated from college with a degree in mathematics. Following her mother's example, she took a job as an elementary school teacher, got married, and started a family. But when an opportunity arose to work as a mathematician for what would one day be called NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, that's what NASA stands for, Katherine leapt at the chance. Katherine was part of a team of extraordinary African-American women whose calculations helped NASA land the first astronaut on the moon in 1969. In 2015, in recognition of her contributions to America's space program, Katherine Johnson was awarded the U.S. Presidential Medal of Freedom.
That's so cool. That's right.
It says they couldn't have done it without us.
That's right.
Thanks, Katherine.
Dude, that's so cool. Like I love that movie. I can't remember when that came out. Maybe 2016 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the movie of it.
But that's the name of the book there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hidden Figures.
Because I think it was a book first, right? Like an adult book too? I don't know. I think it was.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so one of my favorite poets is Nikki Giovanni. And
I love her.
Oh, she's so freaking awesome, man.
Yes, she is.
She was on this podcast that I listened to, and she was talking about John Glenn, the astronaut, John Glenn, who like the thing with Katherine Johnson was he was like it wasn't working out at first. Like every test that they did, like stuff would like blow up, and if they went into space, like they would have burned up, died. And so they were all like a little bit freaked out about going, and finally they were like, everything can work now. And he was like, what did the girls say? And he meant it not in a disparaging way. Nikki Giovanni said, she just said, like, back then, like, guys called women girls.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And he said, if she said, and he meant Katherine, because there were others on the team too, as you can see there.
Yeah,
I can't remember their names though. But like, he was referring to Katherine Johnson. And he was like, if she says go, then I will go. You know?
Right.
And I just think that's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, I was looking to see if their names were all in here, but they're not. But there are four of them there.
So cool. Oh, wait, it's in front here on the thing. Katherine, Dorothy, Mary, and Christine.
Oh,
That's
good.
their first names. Oh, Katherine. Oh, it doesn't have their last name.
It doesn't have their last name.
Ah, but anyway, you can Google it. But it's so good. Oh, man.
So read the book.
Yeah, read the book.
Yeah. And then watch the movie if you want to.
Yeah.
But definitely read the book.
Yeah, definitely read the book.
Yeah.
And then there's other people.
There are other
Sally Ride.
Right, other people who went into space and helped with space exploration. Sally Ride was one of them. I guess we have a lot of her. There's Katherine Johnson.
Yeah.
Astronauts, Women on the Final Frontier. So this is a graphic novel that we have that you might be interested in. Yeah.
That's cool. Because it's so, I mean, it was traditionally, and it still primarily is a man's kind of thing, you know what I mean? But things are getting better, and things are getting more equal, you know?
We'll have to look and see if there were any missions that were exclusively women.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. We could Google that.
Huh.
Oh.
What did we do before Google?
I know. It's a secret librarian's tool. Well, I think this is awesome. And even though she was definitely a scientist, like what she did, like not being afraid to push forward, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like she paved the way for others. So she wasn't like an activist, like that wasn't her jam. But like dudes, like what would we have done? Oh, we wouldn't be on the moon.
Right.
Yeah, right.
All right, so the next one is Vera Rubin, Galaxy Girl.
Oh, cool.
That's intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know her.
So
either.
Beyond the Moon.
Beyond
right?
the Moon. Yeah, the galaxy. And that'll be our last one for the summer. And then we'll figure out what you're going to do in the fall. It'll be a good time. We'll be thinking about it, but this is really cool. And I feel like we didn't have to cry at this one.
I know.
So cool.
But yeah, I'm so glad that we have these resources. And we have these books.
I know, it's so cool.
Resource.
And there's even more series. We might even be able to do like stuff in person. Who knows? We're all figuring it out.
You know,
we're all figuring it out.
It'll all come together when it's ready.
Amen and amen.
Yeah.
Bye, Miss Jan. Thank you.